here I am. This is my Halloween special. Already I hear zombies attacking at the door. Is anybody there? Looks like the door's holding them back. We've got Doug's as well. Means there's only one game that can stop this zombie invasion. Resident Evil. Get the cast up.
Chris Redfield. Jill Valentine. Barry Burton. Rebecca Chambers. Albert Wesker. Resident Evil.
So here we go, for my Halloween special it had to be Resident Evil. A game with horrendous camera angles.
Blood.
Terrible dialogue.
Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Hope this is not Chris's blood.
And of course, horrendous acting. But also spawned off some of the greatest sequels it had in gaming as well, like Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and of course Resident Evil 4 and 5, but we're not going to talk about the ones, especially not 4 and 5, because in the ones there's no zombies. But we'll talk about this one. Now back in 1998 in the PlayStation 1, this at the time was considered scary. It was the first true survival horror game I played.
And Jill, here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Thanks. Maybe I'll need it.
But at the same time it was laughable. Don't get me wrong, it had its jumpy moments like this here, but the dialogue really let it down. It was so funny to listen to it, just like my video at the start, but that's what made this game so appealing. It was just how cheesy it was. Now this is one thing that brings my piss to a boil in survival horror games. Now here's a shotgun that can take a zombie down in one headshot, but would you like to take it? No, I'd rather use harsh language at it. So when you're playing this game as well, when there's no sounds, just the footsteps of yourself, the gunshot, and the zombie going around, it really did make like a perfect atmosphere for this game. It really did suck you in and made it scary, going around in the game. Now, the only thing that did let it down is when it got to a cutscene like this.
Oh, Barry!
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right. Barry, thanks for saving my life.
And that was a real shame, because that was to be one of the true horror games of all time. But in 2002, on the GameCube, it finally got what it deserved. Finally, the Resident Evil game that first came out was made into a true horror masterpiece. And by God, was it scary. Away with some of the cheesy elements of the first one. Okay, you still had a wee bit of like bad voice acting that, but was nowhere near as bad as the original. Obviously that was the appeal of the game. All the games have like cheesy storyline elements to it. This one made this game truly scary. With obviously better cutscenes, they done away with the live action actors that just ruined the game, but it was also funny at the same time, but it really did suck you in to make this one of the horror classics it was going to be.
Come on! Hey, Brad! Where the hell's he going? Chris, this way.
Like I said before, they also had better voice acting in this game.
All right.
Um,
Jill and I will stay.
Obviously, they're trying to like get away from like the original one. This version of Resident Evil in the GameCube was near enough the exact same game. Obviously, new elements were added, new monsters were added, but it was near enough the exact same game. Just it was a hell of a lot scarier. And it did honestly feel like a true survival horror game in the sense where you're panicking on what to do, freaking you out, stuff like that. The game knew exactly what it was doing to really scare you, and that's why I loved this game so much over the original version. With this one as well, it had fantastic lighting elements, with like the lightning there, like this scene here, when you're going up the stair. This is when you truly see how lonely you are in this game. Silence, footsteps, and a lonely shadow. The lighting elements in this game was absolutely fantastic. It really did leave you in, the game always says, a world of survival horror. Good luck. And all you could do is look around for clues. Hopefully you find some ammunition to keep you going okay. But it's never always going to be like that. You always end up dying a couple of times. Myself, in the original one, I've got to admit, I did cheat. Thank God for the wee game cartridges that goes in the back of your PlayStation 1. But I do plan to really sit and give these games the attention they deserve. I've done a lot with Resident Evil 4 and 5. I keep finishing them multiple times, but the original one I never really did. Now I've got the GameCube version, I'm quite happy to go back and do that. Here's the scene from the PlayStation and the GameCube, just to show you the difference in them, with Jill running through the hall next to the kitchen table. And what a difference it was. Now this video was just a wee quick Halloween special, just to show one of the scariest games of all time on the GameCube, which was the Resident Evil remake. A lot of people still prefer the original one for its cheesy acting, cheesy vocals, but it did have good scares in the game. I do recommend you go out and try the two of them, you won't be disappointed. And on top of that, have a good Halloween.